trauma is energy that could not be processed. And this applies to individuals, to groups, to cultures, to countries. Energy that could not be processed, meaning that things happened that were of an energetic intensity that our system, individual or group, had to regulate that energy. It had to close that energy. And then, as you I think very correctly said, we, individual or group, move forward, but with a whole part of the energy system of who we are frozen, more or less frozen. So that's, I think, very helpful just to understand trauma in that way. Because once we understand trauma in that way, the work I've been doing many, many years, and also in the last 5 years of study, learned to do in a kind of even more precise way, is that we gain access to that energy, not intellectually, but really directly. Because then there can be movement. What blocks us is that we block fear. We don't want to feel fear. Because the moment an individual or a group feels safe enough to really allow fear, even terror, this happened in a group recently in New York, can really allow the whole feeling in the body. Not only is it not an obstacle, it opens a huge amount of energy. So that fear that we would normally say, oh, if I could get rid of my fear, then I would move forward. No, it's the opposite. And this is one of the, I think, the most beautiful and radical reframes, because we're constantly trying to get rid of things. It's like, ultimately, there is nothing that needs to be healed. It just needs to be felt. It's also a radical part of the work. There's nothing that needs changing. What we need is relating. I'm with you exactly as you are. And when we really create that space, there's a profound relaxation. Mm-hmm. So restoring the relational space is a profound part of healing work. When we do group work like this, like I've just been doing in America, we agree and we develop the capacity to tolerate discomfort. It's so important what you just said.
Yes.
Because without that as well, nothing can happen. We need to agree together. Yes, but again, the leader needs to hold the space for that, so that people feel safe enough to tolerate even deep discomfort. Like someone begins to realize they're carrying a feeling of terror, not just fear, but terror. Whoa, we really need to feel safe enough to say yes to that. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, it's about saying yes to everything. Mm-hmm. Ultimately. Mm-hmm. But only to the degree that we feel safe enough. Mm-hmm. Yes to rage, yes to fear, yes to deep sadness, yes to all the energies. The more there is frozen energy, the more we experience life as scarcity, as not enough. And as you say, we try to look as if we can fill that. But the more a group or an individual comes more home, life is not scarce anymore. And that's a really, really big correction. I'm not coming from lack anymore. Actually, I feel very full, and it's got nothing to do with what I have or don't have. It's an inner belonging, let's say, a feeling of being at home. we need to do that. We need to build groups, cultures together, cultures of real presence that are a correction. It's like we live in a culture of absence most of the time, and we normalize that.
Yeah.
So I have a very deep commitment to building cultures of presence. We keep remembering how essential it is to become more and more embodied. That's one of the biggest corrections of all. That that the more we come deeply home in our bodies, the more gateways open. We need to stop thinking about all of this, and we need to embody this more.